Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Been a while since I've done a hobby update, so I thought I would throw that in. English Civil War for now is done. I've painted all the figures that I currently own, apart from the Montrose Irish, and I don't know, I just fancied painting something different for a while. So I finished this Prussian brigade, which is 3 regiments of foot. I'm never sure if I'm saying that right, if it's regiments or battalions. I think it's battalions, and 2 battalions make a regiment. And I probably mixed that up, but I just never remember that information. So these are all Warlord Games, plastic and metals. This first unit that you see is the new Landwehr. And at first I didn't like the poses, but they have since grown on me. And I think it's just to do with how easy they were to paint. And then when you put them all together en masse, they just look fantastic. The only problem is sometimes with plastics, details like the trim on the caps there, it's a little bit hard to pick out and you splodge over certain things. But overall, if you're looking at it at 3 feet away, it looks pretty impressive. This flag is just the flag that you get in the Warlord Games box set, and the only reason I did that, well, I mean, they're not the worst flags, they're not the best, but very happy with how they've turned out, and I just wanted one of them to have the Silesian coat of arms, because this entire brigade is a Silesian brigade. So that's that unit. This unit you have already seen, and it's got the flags from GMB Designs. This is the older plastic and metal Landwehr before they changed them, I think about 2017. And then this unit is the last unit, and it's the same models. This guy has got this is a fantastic model. The sculpting is really, really good in that. Really like that. I'll get that off later. Just a bit of static grass on the drum. But that was a really... I really enjoyed painting that metal model. And then this flag is from GMB Designs. And then this command stand, I just added in one of the old Landwehr officers on a horse. So he's just joined them to keep them from running away. So, you know, pretty impressive. The dark blue looks pretty good, I think, when you're looking at it en masse. I know some people think the Prussians are a bit boring, but it looks pretty effective. Commander for the brigade then is just some more metal models from Warlord Games. And that's an old, grizzled officer on his horse, and he's sort of leading his troops forward, so he's brigade commander. And then I purchased these from Warlord Games. These are just some Jaegers. Now my plan is to have a full battalion of Jaegers, but for now I just have these 2 stands, and these are Warlord metals. And if the camera would focus, there we go. Lovely models they are. Loads of character in Warlord's models. I know some people don't really like the sort of borderline heroic scale they have, but I really I enjoy painting them because they're very defined models. It's very easy to paint, and once you put a bit of shade on them and do the highlights, it's just very satisfying. So I like Warlord Games stuff, even their metals, and these, yeah, loads of character in these models. Really, really nice. So normally I would have, on a base 40x40, I would have 4 models, but because these guys have got sort of the sort of inaction poses, or the more sort of fluid poses, I've put 3 to base, just because it doesn't look so crammed then. Other than that, I've been working on, so you have Prussians, so naturally they're going to have to fight someone. So I've started a brigade of French. So, battalion of French, regiment of French, whatever it is. So these are Perry plastics with some Perry metals mixed in. This is a metal drummer, and this is the 1812 to 1815 plastic box set. The white doesn't always come out very crisp and clear, but then I imagine that these are the troops that are fighting to battle at Leipzig, so they're marching all throughout Germany, all throughout Saxony, all throughout Central Europe, as Napoleon desperately tries to fight off the Sixth Coalition in 1813. So if they look quite ragged and rugged, that just adds into that narrative. I quite like this officer. Very pleased with how he turned out. And then this peri-metal figure. The pole's a bit long at the minute, so I'm going to cut it down, but I'll wait to add the flag so I know where to cut it in better positioning. So they still need based. But I have another regiment of them, or I have another 12 of those to finish off. They're just on the painting stand. I think it's just their muskets and then some highlights to finish on those. So they should be done hopefully this evening. So that'll be a regiment of 24 there. And then I'm just going to pan out and show you the French have sort of taken over. It's a French invasion. Oh dear. But no, I'm enjoying it. Getting back into historical has been good. So these are old recycled models that I had from 6 or 7 years ago and I never did anything with. And they were just sprues that I had bought on eBay for maybe £1 to go and different things, and they just have amalgamated over time. So I've got some... now these are Peninsular War French from Wargames. But there's slight variations in the French uniform, especially as the campaign into 1812, 1813 continued on, and soldiers were brought up from up from Spain to reinforce Napoleon as he took on the Prussians, Austrian, and Russians. So if there's some models that look a slightly more peninsular, that's okay. They're just it works. And the thing about it is that people can be so very strict with how they paint their models and what uniforms their models have to have on them. And to a point, yes, but personally I feel, having read a lot of novels and things on the Napoleonic era and having done quite a bit of research into the Napoleonic era, all of the uniforms and things generally tended to have more variation than we as wargamers make it out to be. But there you go. That's just my humble opinion. I hope that doesn't offend anyone. But anyway, these are all sprues of more Peninsular War French. Then I have some French and Greek coats just to mix in through it to make that model good. Up here I have the Victrix Old Guard, which I bought in 2014. Isn't that sad? 2014. I think it was 2014. It was a long time ago. These are Victrix cannons, French guns. They're plastic, which is a bit I'm definitely going to get some more Perry's metal guns, maybe Warlord metal guns. But yeah. Up there is the Chasse Cheval. This is more French line infantry and Greek coats. And then this is the sprues that I'm working through that have another battalion in that. So there's about 5 battalions, 5 regiments here. Metal Command, Perry's Metal Commander, some Warlord Metal Commanders there, another Perry Command set here. And of course, I have Marshal Ney to paint up as well. And this was all sprues that I had just lying around that I had forgotten I had collected over the years. So Project French is going to go ahead for a while, I think. Yeah, this is a lot longer than I thought it would have been, but yeah. So hope everyone else's projects are going well, and here's some more Prussians to look at before you go. So yeah, happy wargaming, everyone.